It was, because, that's when, we had WCW. You had, Ric Flair, of course. You had Big Van Vader. You had Sting. Soon enough you had the Macho Man there as well. But, you had, but when they had Hulk Hogan come in, when you compete, like how the promotions compete, they will sample, because, they want to keep that one little bit about that person in particular. So you had Hulk Hogan, what's the name of the music? American Made. Yeah. I think it was called. It was called American Made. You look it up on YouTube. That was Hulk Hogan's theme song in WCW, and I promise you, it had to have been a little bit sampled from Rick Danger's song "Real American."
Yes.
And I love that song.
It is.
But Hulk Hogan going to TNA, after hearing about certain things that's been going on in his life, it may be a good thing. About him trying to commit suicide. He wasn't trying to hang himself. That hurt for me to hear that. Yeah. I'm like, all of this, because of because Linda left you. Now, it may have been self-inflicted because of the whole Brooks friend thing.
Which we don't know nothing about. We can't say anything that goes on in any person's personal life. All we know is what's told in the media.
That's all we know. But if that's the case, it is what it is. But maybe it's good for Hulk Hogan to take this position. For whatever reason that it may be. Whatever capacity he is in that company. Maybe it's good. For him to be like let's say in the backstage with Kevin Nash. Eric Bischoff, all the other old school wrestlers, and plus, it'd be good, for the younger talent to come in to learn from him.
Because I read on the internet, one of our wrestling websites, that the reason why he went to TNA is to help bring back the art form of wrestling, the longer storylines. Because I remember. He was talking about how, in an interview, he was talking about how him and Andre the Giant, when they did a feud, it'll last 6 to 12 months. Nowadays, a feud will start at the beginning of a month and it'll be over at the end of the month.
And we've talked about that in private conversations.
Yes.
And that was one of our quarrels, about what's been going on in the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
There's no continuity really. People get sick of these storylines because they don't keep it going.
Yeah.
Now granted that the Randy Orton versus John Cena storyline in WWE,
the bestest.
They had to be the best, because this actually, was actually somewhat in parts. Year by year, they always fight and they always put out a great product.
Yes.
But what's been going on, for the most part recently, not just in WWE, but in TNA as well, it's just, what can we say? It's just, it's just not good.
And then there's also speculation about Ric Flair possibly joining TNA. Eric Bischoff was a good signing to go along with Hogan because he can help out with the storylines and the backstage presence. Like, I'm not big on TNA. I watch it every now and then, but I'm not big. But I know from watching it, their backstage promos and storylines, they're not that great, but they're coming along, and I think with the addition of Hogan and Eric Bischoff, they will come along. They need to get rid of Vince Russo. Let him go.
Please.
Let him go. He the one who drug WCW down.
To the grave.
Down.
Do you understand?
Get rid of him.
Please.
Get rid of
today.
Him. I like Dixie Carter. I respect her. She's pretty good. She's doing what she can.
Hold on. Before you say anything else, Vince Russo, you have to go. You got to go. To the moon, somewhere, but you got to go. Sorry, man. But as you were saying,
I like Dixie Carter. She's bringing in. She has a knack for negotiation, because everybody that WWE has let go, she is able to sign. And I'm pretty sure they don't have as much, I would say not money, but I would say resources as the WWE. But yet she's able to bring in these big names that they let go of.
The one thing I can say about TNA, if you work for TNA, you really have to just love the business. You have, because it's not as big pay as more like as would be for WWE. Because WWE is a media machine. You know, when you talk about, you know, convergence of media and all that, you know, how, you know, the marketing mix, you know, WWE is it.
Yes,
They are it. You know, this is the one entity that can advertise, that can have a show on one channel, but advertise a show on another channel. And these channels are, you know, completely unrelated to each other. You know, it's just amazing to me. But, you know, as you were talking about with them TNA.
As you said, the wrestlers, they have to love wrestling. Especially, they're not getting paid as much. But I like TNA's, I like the wrestlers. They can actually wrestle. The thing I like different about them is that they can tell a story in the ring. Rather, unlike WWE, some wrestlers can do that, such as Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. They can tell the story in the ring also, but they have that backstage presence that'll help them out. TNA backstage presence isn't that great, so everything they do, they have to do out in the ring. And I like them for that, and I love the female wrestlers. They are great. They are some great wrestlers, and
they're not
the
just models. And they're not just models.
No.
You know, like I say, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with little eye candy. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with it at all. But don't have that eye candy out there that can't wrestle.
Yes.
You know.
Case in point, Layla, beautiful.
Of course. And Layla.
Her and Maurice, my favorite two divas. But Maurice can wrestle, Layla can't. But
it is what it is.
But she's training hard, and I respect that.
She is training hard, but you know the fruits of the labor is just, you know, there's you know the fruits are, you know.
Yeah. Just you have a good upside. You do have a good upside because all the divas are pretty young.
Yeah.
All the divas are pretty young, but TNA's divas, they can wrestle. They can.
And you know you had like I said you had a switch, you know, where you had Gail Kim, you know, she first started off in WWE,
Yeah.
then she went to TNA for a few years, you know, and you know she came up, you know, and next thing you know she's back now, you know, with a less role really pretty much in WWE. You know, she's getting paid more nonetheless, but you know it's but your TV time is lacking.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
You know, but then you have, you know, in WWE we know her as Victoria. Now she's now in TNA as Tara.
Yeah.
And you know,
She can wrestle.
She can wrestle, not just that, but she is fine.
She is nice.
She is fine.
You know what I would like for WWE to do with their divas? I know Vince, I know you have to use the divas. I don't want to say it like this, but sex does sell.
It does.
And having the divas on there will bring people to watch, but the matches are very boring.
Exactly. And see, here's my thing. When you're talking about that, man, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know, when we talk about these matches, you know, the divas matches, and you know, some matches in particular, you know, we call these matches restroom matches, and we call them that for a reason, because you know we don't want to see them. You know, your bladder probably full anyway. Go to the restroom, or you want to go to the concession stand, and you go do it during that match, and you don't miss the action that you really want to watch.
Yes.
And so, you know, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, but I really feel that they have too many divas, somewhat. I think they need to. I mean, they have enough divas on each show, but I really feel that they need to go back to the more traditional way they used to use the divas, and bring back the managers. If they bring back managers, to me, the divas can play a much bigger part as being managers than wrestling. They can also get in there and wrestle, have a mixed tag match, or that'll have the singles match and have like a manager rivalry rather than just female rivalry. And I think that'll help out with their push, and it'll help out with another superstar's push.
Because you know sometimes, you know, recently I saw a match with Carlito in it, and he had Rosa Mendez as, you know, the person, you know, cheering for him at the ringside. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, okay, well, are they going to be together now, you know, some type of storyline, or is this just, you know, one match, you know, she's just there with him? And it turned out to be exactly that.